I always thought I was a good sister. The responsible one, the dependable one, the one who'd drop everything to help family. That's why when Gianna showed up at my door with tears streaming down her face, I didn't hesitate to let her in. I should have. My name is Lena, and I'm about to tell you how my sister's wedding nearly destroyed our family. You're the only one who can help me, Gianna sobbed, mascara running down her cheeks as she sat at my kitchen counter. The wedding venue needs the deposit by tomorrow, or we'll lose the date. I handed her a tissue, already reaching for my phone to check my bank balance. What happened to the money you and Turner saved? The market crashed, she sniffled, dabbing at her eyes. Our investment account got wiped out, but it's just temporary. We'll have it all back after the honeymoon when Turner's bonus comes in. I stirred my coffee, remembering the last time Gianna needed temporary help, a car loan that took 3 years to repay. How much are we talking about? 20,000. She said it so casually, like asking to borrow a sweater. I choked on my coffee. $20,000? It's not just the venue. Gianna leaned forward, her eyes suddenly bright with excitement rather than tears. It's the catering deposit, the flowers, the photographer. But Turner's bonus will cover everything. It's practically guaranteed. Please, Lena, you know I wouldn't ask if I had any other option. My phone buzzed. A text from Serena. Still on for lunch? I need to think about it, I told Gianna. This is a lot of money. Mum already said she would help, but she can only cover 5,000, Gianna added, pulling out her phone to show me pictures of the venue. A stunning waterfront estate. Look how perfect it is. Turner and I have dreamed about getting married here since we first started dating. Another buzz from my phone. Serena again. Don't you dare cancel on me again for your sister. Give me until tomorrow, I said, standing up. I have lunch plans with Serena. Gianna jumped up and hugged me tight. You're the best sister ever. I'll send you all the vendor information tonight. At lunch, Serena nearly dropped her fork when I told her about Gianna's request. Please tell me you're not seriously considering this. She's my sister, I said, pushing my salad around the plate. And it's just until Turner's bonus comes in. Like the car loan was just until her promotion? Serena raised an eyebrow. Or the rent money was just until she found a new roommate. This is different. She's getting married. Exactly. She's getting married, not dying. There's no gun to her head forcing her to have a fancy wedding she can't afford. My phone lit up with a text from Mum. Did Gianna talk to you? Poor baby's heartbroken about possibly losing her dream venue. I know you'll do the right thing, honey. Serena caught me reading it and shook her head. Your mum's still playing favourites, I see. She's not. I started to defend, but we both knew better. Look, I have the money. It's sitting in my emergency fund doing nothing. That's because it's an emergency fund, not a spoiled sister fund. Serena reached across the table and grabbed my hand. I love you, but you need to stop setting yourself on fire to keep Gianna warm. But later that night, as I sat staring at my laptop screen, my finger hovered over the transfer funds button. Gianna had sent over all the vendor information, complete with a detailed spreadsheet of payment schedules and a screenshot of Turner's expected bonus letter. My phone rang. It was Gianna. Did you decide? She didn't even say hello. The venue called again. They have another couple interested if we don't secure it tomorrow. I closed my eyes, remembering the Christmas when Gianna broke my favourite doll and Mum told me I should share better. The graduation when Gianna's party took precedence over my job interview. The countless times I'd stepped aside, helped out, been the good sister. I'll do it, I heard myself say. Send me the venue's payment details. Gianna's squeal of delight was so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. I knew you wouldn't let me down. You're literally saving my life. After we hung up, I sat in the quiet of my apartment, staring at the confirmation emails from the vendors. $20,000. But it was just temporary, right? Just until the honeymoon was over? I should have listened to the nagging voice in my head. Should have paid attention to the way Gianna's tears had dried up too quickly, how the spreadsheet was a little too perfect, how Mum's guilt trip had been a little too well timed. But I didn't, and that was just the beginning. 3 weeks into managing Gianna's wedding payments, I started noticing things that didn't add up. like how she'd dodge my calls but post hourly wedding updates on Instagram, or how the payment schedules suddenly changed without explanation. "The florist needs another deposit," I said, when I finally caught her answering her phone. "It wasn't in the original spreadsheet." "Oh, that!" Gianna laughed. "They had a mix-up with their supplier, but don't worry, it's all part of the total we discussed." "Which total? Because I'm already $5,000 over what you initially asked for." "Are you keeping track?" Her voice turned sharp. "I thought you were doing this to help me, not audit me." Before I could respond, she hung up. 10 minutes later, Mum called. "Gianna's crying," Mum said without preamble. "She says you're giving her a hard time about the wedding expenses." I gripped my phone tighter. "I'm just trying to understand where all the money is going. She's under so much stress already, planning her perfect day. The last thing she needs is her big sister questioning every little detail. Mum, it's $25,000 now. That's not a little detail." "Well, if you can't afford it." Mum's voice dripped with disappointment. "That's not what I said." "I'll see if I can take out a loan," Mum sighed. "Though at my age with my credit, no, Mum, I'll handle it." I hung up and immediately texted Serena. "Need wine now." An hour later, we sat on my couch, scrolling through wedding vendor emails while splitting a bottle of Merlot. "Look at this," Serena pointed to her laptop screen. "The catering deposit you paid? The company's website lists their deposits at half that amount. Maybe it's because of the guest count?" I took another sip of wine. "Speaking of which," Serena pulled up Gianna's wedding website. "The RSVP list shows 150 guests, but she charged you for catering for 250. My stomach churned. That could be a mistake. "Like this mistake?" Serena opened another email. "The photographer's contract is dated 3 months ago, with a paid deposit, but Gianna told you they needed the deposit last week." I set down my wine glass. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying your sister is playing you like a fiddle." Serena turned to face me. "And you're letting her." "But Turner's bonus. About that?" Serena pulled up LinkedIn. "Turner changed jobs 2 months ago. Different company, different position. There is no bonus." The room seemed to spin, and not from the wine. "That's impossible. She showed me the bonus letter." "Was it a screenshot or the actual document?" I couldn't remember. My phone buzzed with a text from Gianna. "Venue needs another $5K for the lighting package. Can you transfer it tonight? XOXO. "Don't you dare," Serena warned, seeing my expression. I opened my email, scrolling back through months of correspondence. There, buried in an old thread, was an email from the venue to Gianna, dated 6 months ago. "Congratulations on completing your final deposit payment." My hands started shaking. She already paid for the venue. Of course she did. Serena's voice was gentle. "Honey, she's using your money to upgrade everything she already booked, probably pocketing the difference too." I feel sick. I ran to the bathroom, barely making it in time. When I came back, Serena had compiled a spreadsheet of her own, tracking the discrepancies between what I'd paid and what things actually cost. "The total difference is almost $15,000, she said quietly. My phone buzzed again. Gianna. "Hello? Need that transfer ASAP." I started typing. "We need to talk about..." Serena grabbed my phone. "Don't tip her off. Not yet." "Then what do I do?" "We gather evidence. Every email, every contract, every text. Then we plan." "Plan what?" Serena's smile was fierce. "How to make your sister face the consequences of her actions." "She's family," I whispered. "Family doesn't steal from family." Serena pulled me into a hug. "And it's time someone taught her that." My phone lit up with another text, this time from Mum. "Gianna says you're ignoring her messages. She's in tears again." I turned off my phone and looked at Serena. "Show me everything you found. I want to know exactly how deep this goes." As we dived back into the emails, a new emotion started replacing my nausea. Anger. Pure, righteous anger. And underneath it, a small voice whispered, "Enough is enough." Little did I know, that night was just the beginning of what would become the biggest showdown our family had ever seen. And for once, I wasn't backing down. I found Gianna at her favourite coffee shop, surrounded by wedding magazines and fabric swatches. She barely looked up when I sat down. Finally, did you make that transfer? She pushed her phone toward me, showing the payment request. No. I placed a folder on the table. I want to talk about these instead. She glanced at the printouts, emails, contracts, receipts, and her face flickered for just a moment before settling into practiced innocence. What's all this? The venue was paid off months ago, Gianna. Oh, that! She laughed, waving her hand dismissively. I meant to tell you, like you meant to tell me about Turner's job change, the one that means there is no bonus coming. Her smile faltered. Who told you that? Does it matter? What matters is you lied to me. You're stealing from me. Stealing? She raised her voice enough that nearby customers turned to look. I'm your sister. I can't believe you'd accuse me of... Keep your voice down, I hissed. I have proof of everything. Mum will never believe this. She started gathering her things. You're just jealous because I'm getting married and you're still alone after Uriah left. The mention of my ex stung, but I held firm. Mum's not here. This is between us. Is everything okay here? A familiar voice made us both look up. Uriah stood there, coffee cup in hand, looking concerned. Perfect timing. Gianna smiled sweetly. My sister's having some sort of breakdown about my wedding. Actually, Uriah sat down uninvited. I've been meaning to talk to you about that, Gianna. My company handles merchant services for several wedding vendors in town, including your florist. The colour drained from Gianna's face. Funny thing, he continued, they mentioned a bride who paid for premium arrangements but downgraded to basic packages after the deposit. The difference was supposed to be refunded to the original payment method. I stared at him, then at Gianna. You got refunds? The bride's name was Gianna, Uriah confirmed. The refunds went to a different account than the original payments. Gianna stood up so quickly, she knocked over her latte. This is ridiculous. I'm calling Mum. Go ahead, I said. Call her. Show her the evidence. Explain why you needed my money for deposits that were already paid. Explain the refunds. You don't understand, she whispered, tears starting. Turner's family expects certain things. We had to upgrade. So you stole from me. Borrowed. She grabbed my hand. I'll pay you back, I swear. Just after the wedding. Please don't ruin this for me. I pulled my hand away. Like you ruined my savings? My trust? I'll tell Turner, she threatened. His family will cancel everything. Is that what you want? To destroy my happiness? Your happiness? I laughed bitterly. What about mine? What about the vacation I cancelled to cover your fake deposits? I should go, Uriah said quietly, but squeezed my shoulder as he stood. Call me if you need anything, Lena. After he left, Gianna's tears dried instantly. Well, that was cozy. Reconnecting with your ex over my wedding drama. Don't change the subject. I want my money back. Or what? Her voice turned cold. You'll tell everyone what a terrible sister I am. Go ahead. Who do you think they'll believe? The bitter spinster or the blushing bride? My phone buzzed. Mum's text read, Gianna says you're threatening to ruin her wedding. Come over now. Right on schedule, I muttered. Last chance. Gianna gathered her things. Drop this. Let me have my perfect wedding and I'll pay you back eventually. Push it and you'll regret it. She left me sitting there, surrounded by scattered wedding magazines and her spilled latte. My phone kept buzzing with Mum's messages, but I ignored them. Instead, I texted Serena. You were right about everything. What's our next move? Her response came quickly. Already working on it. Come over. And Lena, bring those vendor contracts. As I drove to Serena's house, Uriah's unexpected appearance kept replaying in my mind. I hadn't seen him since our breakup 2 years ago, when Gianna had convinced me he was cheating. Looking back, I wondered if that had been another of her manipulations. My phone rang, Turner's number. I let it go to voicemail. Whatever story Gianna had spun for her fiancé, I wasn't ready to hear it. One thing was clear. My sister had underestimated me for the last time. She thought I would back down, like always, give in to keep the peace. But this time would be different. This time I had evidence, allies, and most importantly, nothing left to lose. Let her run to Mum. Let her spin her stories. The truth was on my side, and for once, that would have to be enough. You can actually do that? I stared at Serena's computer screen, where she was showing me a way to redirect all of Gianna's wedding expenses back to her. Legally, absolutely. Serena pulled up the vendor contracts. You have power of attorney for all these payments. Gianna signed it herself, remember? We just need to update the billing information to reflect the true responsible party. My hands shook as I reached for my coffee. But what about the money she already took? That's where it gets interesting. Serena grinned. I found something in the vendor terms. Any payment disputes must be resolved before the event date, or they automatically default to the contract signatory, which is Gianna. Exactly. Serena started typing. We just need to file dispute claims for the fraudulent charges, and... A loud knock at the door made us both jump. Through the window, I saw Mum's car in the driveway. Don't answer it, Serena whispered. Another knock. Lena, I know you're in there. Your car's outside. I opened the door. Mum burst in, face flushed with anger. How dare you accuse your sister of stealing after everything she's been through? Everything she's been through? I laughed. You mean planning a wedding she can't afford by stealing my money? She showed me all the paperwork. Mum waved her phone. Everything's perfectly legitimate. Show her, Serena called from the computer. I grabbed Mum's arm and led her to the screen. Look, really look. Here's the venue contract, dated 6 months ago, paid in full. Here's the catering contract she claimed needed a deposit last week, also paid. Here are the refund notifications when she downgraded services, sent to her personal account. Mum's face paled as she scrolled through the evidence. This must be a mistake. Their only mistake was trusting her. I pulled up my bank statements. $25,000, Mum. That's what your perfect daughter stole from me. But Turner's bonus doesn't exist. Turner changed jobs months ago. Mum sank into a chair. She couldn't... My phone buzzed. Uriah. Turner just called me asking questions about the vendor payments. Think Gianna's story is unraveling. What are you going to do? Mum asked quietly. Serena turned the screen toward me. Everything's ready. 1 click and all future payments revert to Gianna. The dispute claims will freeze the refunds in escrow until resolved. You'll ruin her wedding, Mum pleaded. No, I said firmly. She ruined it herself. I'm just making her face the consequences. I'll help. Mum reached for her purse. I can take out a loan. Stop enabling her. I slammed my hand on the desk. When does it end, Mum? When she's bled us both dry. When she's moved on to scamming Turner's family. But she's your sister. And I'm your daughter too. When was the last time you defended me like this? Mum fell silent. My phone buzzed again. Gianna. Whatever you're planning, don't. I'll tell Turner you're trying to sabotage our wedding because you're jealous. I'll tell everyone how you've always hated me. Is that what you want? I showed the text to Mum. Still think she's innocent? Mum's shoulders slumped. Do what you need to do. Serena squeezed my hand. Ready? I looked at the screen. 1 click would set everything in motion. 1 click would change everything. Wait, Mum said. Let me call her first. Give her 1 chance to make this right. She dialed Gianna's number on speaker. Mum, thank God. Lena's gone crazy. Stop lying, Gianna. Mum's voice was tired. I've seen the evidence. Silence. If you come clean now, maybe we can... You're taking her side. Gianna's voice cracked. After everything? Fine. You want the truth? Yes, I took the money. Yes, I lied. Because I deserve a perfect wedding, and Lena has always had everything handed to her. I clicked the button. Done, Serena announced, starting to file the dispute claims. My phone exploded with notifications as the vendor's systems updated. Gianna's calls started coming in seconds later. Don't answer, Serena advised. Let her stew until the claims are filed. Mum stood up, looking older than I'd ever seen her. I should go. I'm sorry, Lena, I should have seen it sooner. After she left, I stared at my phone as messages poured in. From Gianna, from Turner, from various family members already being pulled into the drama. Having second thoughts? Serena asked. No. I turned my phone off. For the first time in my life, I'm absolutely certain I'm doing the right thing. Good. Serena started gathering the paperwork. Because the real storm hasn't even hit yet. She was right. The wedding was still 2 weeks away, and Gianna was about to discover exactly what consequences felt like. The first vendor call came while I was at work. The florist, politely confused about the payment redirection, then the caterer, then the photographer. I forwarded them all to Serena, who had become my unofficial wedding crisis manager. "Another one," I texted her after the 4th call. "Let them call," she replied. "Every confused vendor is more evidence in our favour." Meanwhile, Gianna's social media was a stream of blissful honeymoon photos. Sunset dinners in Bali, infinity pools overlooking the ocean, shopping bags from luxury boutiques. "Must be nice spending all that refund money," Serena commented when I showed her the latest post. Gianna and Turner toasting with champagne on a private beach. My phone buzzed. Turner's sister. "What's going on with the vendors? They're all calling our parents about unpaid bills." Before I could respond, another message came through. "Gianna says you're trying to sabotage the wedding. Is that true?" I sent her the evidence folder Serena had prepared. "Ask your brother where he thinks their honeymoon money came from." "Holy shit," she replied minutes later. "Does Turner know?" "He will when they get back." The next day, Mum called. "The venue manager came to the house. They're threatening to cancel if the outstanding balance isn't paid by next week." "That's not my problem anymore." "Lena, please. She's on her honeymoon. Can't this wait?" I opened Instagram, where Gianna had just posted a video of herself getting a beachside massage. Looks like she's not too worried about it. "Your father would be so disappointed in you." The mention of Dad, gone 5 years now, hit hard. Don't you dare use him against me. He taught us about consequences, remember?" Mum hung up. Uriah texted next. "Turner's asking questions about the vendor payment systems. Want me to tell him?" "Not yet," I replied. "Let them finish their honeymoon first." "You're nicer than I would be." "Not nice, strategic." Because while Gianna posted about paradise, I was building my case. Serena had connected me with a financial fraud specialist who confirmed what we'd suspected. Gianna's actions constituted criminal fraud. "We don't have to press charges," Serena reminded me, "but having the option gives us leverage." I watched another of Gianna's videos, her and Turner swimming with dolphins, her diamond ring sparkling in the sun. The same ring she'd shown me tearfully when claiming they couldn't afford the wedding deposits. My phone lit up with a message from an unknown number. "This is Turner's mum. The vendors are saying all contracts are in Gianna's name now. There must be some mistake." I sent her the same evidence folder. Her response came an hour later. "We need to talk when they return." That evening, Serena came over with wine and takeout. "You okay? Look at this." I showed her Gianna's latest post, a lengthy caption about how blessed she was to have such a supportive family, how love conquers all, how nothing could ruin her perfect happiness. She has no idea what's waiting for her, does she? None. I poured more wine. 5 more days until they return. Are you ready? I thought about the stack of vendor bills piling up, the angry calls from Turner's family, the evidence folder that kept growing as more financial discrepancies emerged. Remember when we were kids, I said, and Gianna broke Mum's favourite vase? She blamed me, and everyone believed her. I was grounded for a month. I remember. She never admitted it, not even years later when Mum mentioned it. She just kept insisting it was my fault until everyone accepted her version as truth. "Not this time," Serena said firmly. "This time you have proof." My phone buzzed again. A message from Turner. "Signal's bad here, but vendors keep calling. Everything okay?" I didn't respond. "He seems nice," Serena observed. "Think he really doesn't know?" I think Gianna's very good at showing people what they want to see. We watched as Gianna posted another photo, her and Turner kissing at sunset. Caption reading, "Living my fairy tale dream with my Prince Charming. Nothing can touch this perfect love." 5 more days, Serena mused. Think she'll enjoy them knowing what's coming? She doesn't know. She thinks she'll come back and charm or manipulate her way out of this like she always does. But this time is different. Yes, I agreed, turning off my phone as another vendor call came in. This time, the fairy tale ends. Outside, a storm was brewing, thunder rolling in the distance. It felt appropriate somehow. In 5 days, Gianna would return to face her own storm, and for once, I wouldn't be her shelter. Let her enjoy her last days in paradise. Reality would be waiting soon enough. The door to my apartment nearly flew off its hinges. Gianna stormed in, still in her airport clothes, face red with fury. Turner followed, looking confused and exhausted. "What did you do?" she screamed, throwing a stack of papers at me. Bills, notices, and cancellation warnings scattered across my floor. "I think you know exactly what I did." I stayed seated, forcing her to tower over me. "How was Bali?" "Fix this." She grabbed my arm. "Call the vendors. Tell them it was a mistake." Let go of her. Serena emerged from my kitchen, phone recording everything. "You!" Gianna spun toward her. "This was your idea, wasn't it? You've always been jealous of my relationship with my sister." "Gianna," Turner stepped forward. "What's going on? Why are all these bills in your name?" "Because they're her bills," I said quietly. "Always were. She just used my money to pay them while pocketing the refunds." "That's ridiculous." But her voice wavered. "Turner, baby, she's lying. She's trying to ruin everything because she's jealous." "Show him." Serena nodded toward my laptop. I pulled up the evidence folder. "Sit down, Turner. There's a lot you need to see." "Don't!" Gianna tried to slam the laptop shut, but Turner caught her hand. "Enough." His voice was firm. "I want to see." For the next 20 minutes, the only sounds were Turner's sharp intakes of breath as he scrolled through email after email, contract after contract. Gianna paced behind him, alternating between tears and threats. "The honeymoon money," he finally said. "Where did it come from?" "Turner, please." "Where did it come from, Gianna?" "She owed me." Gianna pointed at me. "All those times I helped her." "When?" I stood up. "When did you ever help me? Name one time." "I introduced you to Uriah. The boyfriend you convinced me was cheating, so I'd dump him? Yeah, found out that was a lie too." Turner kept scrolling. "These refunds, you downgraded everything after making Lena pay for upgrades. We deserved the upgrades. Your family expected... My family expected us to be honest." He slammed the laptop shut. "They're furious, by the way. Mum's been calling vendors for days trying to sort this out." The door opened again. Mum walked in, followed by Turner's parents. "Perfect timing," Serena muttered. "Is it true?" Turner's mother stepped forward. "Did you steal from your own sister to pay for our family's expectations?" "I didn't steal." Gianna's mascara ran down her cheeks. "I was going to pay it back. Tell them, Mum. Tell them I was going to pay it back." Mum looked older than she had a week ago. "Were you, Gianna? Like you paid back the car loan, the rent money?" "You're my mother. You're supposed to be on my side." "I was. For too long." Mum turned to Turner's parents. "I'm so sorry. I should have seen it sooner." "The wedding's in 3 days," Turner's father said. "The vendors are threatening to cancel without immediate payment." "Then pay them." Gianna grabbed Turner's arm. "Baby, please. Don't let them ruin our perfect day." "Perfect?" Turner pulled away. "You built it on lies, on theft." "I did it for us." "No." His voice was cold. "You did it for you, always for you." He walked out. His parents followed after apologizing profusely to me. "Happy now?" Gianna rounded on me. "You've ruined everything." "You did that yourself," Serena said, still recording. "And by the way, the fraud specialist says..." "Fraud?" Gianna's face went white. "You wouldn't dare press charges. I'm your sister." "Try me." Mom stepped between us. "Enough. Gianna, we're leaving. We need to talk about how you're going to fix this." "Fix it? There's nothing to fix. The wedding is happening." "Turner will calm down. He has to. I already posted all the pre-wedding photos online." "Get out," I said quietly. "Get out of my apartment." "This isn't over," she hissed as Mum dragged her toward the door. "You'll regret this. All of you." After they left, Serena stopped recording. "Well, that was intense." My phone buzzed. A text from Turner. "I'm so sorry. I had no idea. The wedding's off." Another buzz. "Uriah. Heard what happened. Want to grab coffee sometime?" And another. "Mum. Taking Gianna home. We need to talk about repayment plans. I should have listened to you sooner." I turned off my phone and sank onto my couch. "Think she'll actually pay me back?" "She will if she wants to avoid fraud charges." Serena sat beside me. You okay? No, I admitted, but I will be. Outside, the sun was setting on what should have been Gianna's wedding week. Instead, it was setting on her perfectly crafted lies, and maybe, finally, on her power over me. The coffee shop was quiet when Uriah walked in. 2 weeks had passed since the wedding, that wasn't, and the dust was finally starting to settle. You look better, he said, sliding into the seat across from me. Amazing what getting your money back will do. I pushed a document across the table. The first repayment came through yesterday. Turner's family insisted on covering half, didn't they? They didn't want the scandal. Apparently, Gianna had been dropping hints about eloping if they didn't meet her standards. Uriah shook his head. She hasn't changed since high school, has she? Speaking of high school, I stirred my coffee. About what happened with us. You mean when Gianna convinced you I was cheating by photoshopping texts from my phone? I nearly choked. She what? Found out last week. Turner came to my office to apologize and mentioned it. Apparently, Gianna confessed everything during their breakup fight. My phone buzzed. A notification from Instagram. Gianna tagged you in a post. Don't look, Uriah warned. But I already was. The post showed Gianna, tears in her eyes, holding what looked like a therapy workbook. The caption read, "Starting my journey of healing after being betrayed by those closest to me. Family isn't always blood." Healing, Shai's betrayal, Shai toxic family. Unbelievable, I muttered. Actually, it's very believable. It's exactly what she did after I supposedly cheated. Another buzz. Mum. Coming to the family meeting tonight? I should go, I told Uriah. Family therapy session. Part of Gianna's recovery program. Good luck. He caught my hand as I stood. Coffee again sometime? I smiled. I'd like that. The therapy office was modern and bright, with comfortable chairs arranged in a circle. Mum was already there, along with our Aunt Susan, who'd flown in to help manage the situation. Gianna arrived last, dressed in black like she was in mourning. I wasn't sure I could face this, she announced to the room, but my therapist says confronting my triggers is important for healing. Your triggers? I couldn't help myself. You mean like consequences? Ladies, the therapist, Dr. Martinez, intervened. Let's start with why we're here. Because my sister destroyed my life. Gianna burst into tears. Actually, Mum spoke up, surprising everyone. We're here because you stole $25,000 and blamed everyone else when you got caught. Gianna's tears stopped abruptly. Mum. No more, Gianna. Dr. Martinez needs to know the truth if she's going to help. For the next hour, everything came out. The stolen money, the manipulations, the years of lies that Mom and I had enabled through silence and surrender. I had to be perfect, Gianna shouted when confronted. Everyone expected it. No, Aunt Susan cut in. You chose to appear perfect rather than be honest. Turner won't even talk to me, Gianna's voice cracked. His family blocked me everywhere. Actions have consequences, Dr. Martinez said gently. What matters now is how you choose to handle them. I'm handling them. I agreed to the repayment plan. After we threatened fraud charges, I reminded her. Perhaps, Dr. Martinez suggested, we should discuss healthy boundaries going forward. I have a boundary, I stood up. No more lies. No more manipulation. No more playing the victim when you're the one who caused harm. Sit down, Lena, Mum said, but not unkindly. We need to finish this. My phone buzzed again. Serena. How's it going? She's still here, I texted back. Still playing victim? Remember, Serena replied. You have the power now. Use it wisely. I looked at Gianna. Really looked at her. Behind the tears and dramatic poses, I saw something new. Fear. Fear of losing control. Fear of facing reality. Fear of actually having to change. I have a proposal, I said to the room. Full honesty from now on, about everything, or we're done. Done? Gianna's voice shook. You'd cut off your own sister? You didn't have trouble cutting me off when you thought you'd get away with stealing from me. Dr. Martinez leaned forward. Gianna, how does that make you feel? For the first time ever, I watched my sister struggle for words. No quick manipulation, no crafted story, just silence. She finally whispered, I don't know how to be any other way. That's what therapy is for, Dr. Martinez said, if you're willing to do the work. Mum reached for Gianna's hand. We'll help you, but no more lies. My phone buzzed one last time. Uriah, dinner tomorrow? Looking at my sister's tear-stained face, I saw a glimpse of something genuine at last. It wasn't much. It might not even last. But it was a start. Yes, I texted back to Uriah. It was time to start something new. She's really selling everything? I watched as Gianna placed price tags on designer handbags and wedding gifts. Every last bit, Mum confirmed, supervising the garage sale from her lawn chair. Her idea, believe it or not. The driveway was filled with luxury items, tags still attached to most of them. Each represented a piece of the facade Gianna had maintained for so long. This one was supposed to be your wedding gift. Gianna handed me an expensive coffee maker. Keep it, or sell it, whatever. Thanks. I set it aside. How's the repayment plan going? On schedule. She attached a price tag to her unused wedding dress. Turner's family got their half back already. You'll have yours by Christmas. A car pulled up, and Turner stepped out. Gianna froze. Don't stop on my account, he said, walking over. I just came to return this. He placed a small box on the table, her engagement ring. Keep it, Gianna said quietly. Sell it. Whatever you get for it can go toward the repayment. Turner blinked, clearly surprised. That's mature of you. Yeah, well. She shrugged. Therapy's expensive, but it works. He nodded awkwardly and turned to leave, then paused. I heard you're taking accounting classes. Just basic money management. Dr. Martinez's suggestion. Good. That's good. He got back in his car and drove away. You okay? I asked Gianna. No. She wiped her eyes. But I'm trying to be. My phone buzzed. Serena. Still coming to dinner? Uriah's cooking. Speaking of trying, Gianna said, seeing me smile at the text. I owe you another apology about Uriah. What I did was cruel. Why did you do it? She sat on the lawn amidst her scattered possessions. Because you were happy, really happy, and I couldn't stand that someone else made you happier than I could. That's messed up. I know that now. She picked up a designer shoe. Everything I own is about appearance, making people see what I want them to see, being what they expect. And now? Now I'm learning to just be me, whoever that is. Mum called from her chair. Someone's asking about the wedding dress. A young woman approached, admiring the gown. It's beautiful. Why are you selling it? I waited for Gianna's response, expecting the usual dramatic story. Instead, she surprised me. Because I didn't earn it, she said simply. It represents choices I'm not proud of. The woman bought the dress for half the asking price. As she drove away, Gianna turned to me. Remember when we were kids? Before I got so, like this? You mean when we were actually sisters instead of competitors? Yeah. She pulled out her phone and showed me her social media. All the perfectly curated posts were gone, replaced by a simple profile. Starting over. This time for real. My phone buzzed again. Uriah. Should I make extra for Gianna? Extra for Aispe. I looked at my sister. Really looked at her. The designer clothes were gone, replaced by simple jeans and a t-shirt. The carefully maintained highlights had grown out. Even her posture was different, less performed, more real. Want to come to dinner? I asked. Uriah's cooking. Serena will be there. They hate me. They did, but people can change, right? She hesitated. Will it be weird? Probably. Do you deserve weird? I deserve worse. She managed a small smile. But I'd like to try. Mum watched us from her chair, trying to hide her tears. I'll text Uriah, I said. But Gianna, one condition. Name it. No performances, no stories, just you. I'm not sure I remember how to be just me. That's okay. I picked up the coffee maker she'd given me. We can figure it out together. As we packed up the remaining items from the garage sale, I felt something shift between us. The old dynamic, her manipulating, me enabling, was gone. In its place was something fragile but real. My phone buzzed one last time. Serena, you sure about this? I looked at Gianna, carefully wrapping a customer's purchase in newspaper, asking a fair price instead of manipulating for more. No, I texted back, but that's okay. Sometimes you have to risk being wrong to find out what's right. Later, as we drove to Uriah's place, Gianna turned to me. I don't deserve a second chance. Probably not, I agreed. But you're getting one anyway. Try not to mess it up. She nodded, and for the first time in years, I saw my sister, my real sister, looking back at me. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't even close, but it was honest, and maybe that's where all good things begin.